Hello, how are you doing? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2023 and another part of the Williams Road to Glory career mode. Today we have got the Singapore Grand Prix, which if you remember last year with Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin, we did actually manage to get onto the podium through some strategy. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can have a good race today. Hopefully you guys are good as well. Make sure you do leave a like if you are enjoying. Thank you very much for the support so far, and without further ado, let's get ourselves immersed into the action. We are going to be starting our research for next year's car as well in today's episode, so there's quite a bit to get through. The ATR starts today, so we'll get straight onto that. Lots of our car parts were destroyed by Lance Stroll in the last episode. The championship results then for Formula 3. Paul Aron has won the championship ahead of Gregory Saucy and Gabriel Mini. Great to see. Sophia Flörsch, she finished 27th in the end. Feature race results for F2. So Dennis Hauger qualified on pole. Then Clement Novalak won the sprint race and Dennis Hauger won the feature race. So very, very close in the championship for F2, I would imagine. Let's have a little look. Deruvala 6 points ahead of Boschong, who is 20 ahead of Verschoor. Vesti's up there as well. Obviously, Theo Porcher now drives for AlphaTauri, so he's not going to be in the running for that. But Zane Maloney is definitely somebody we're looking at to try and maybe bring in next season. He's not 18 yet, though, so we'll have to have a look at the end of the year. In terms of staff, remember we do want to get a replacement for Sven Smits at some point. Everything else looks okay, I think. How's his development going? Yeah, looks fine at the moment. That's all good. Right. Okay. Let's go into car development for next year. We should have some more slots. Yep, we do have 6 slots now for design and research, so we can research every single part of the car. So I fully intend to do that, actually. We've got 92. What's 92 divided by 6? Well, 92 divided by 3 is about 30. So it's going to be about 15 hours per thing. So, yeah, let's go for that. Yeah, those are the areas that are going to be particularly tough to look at. So I think we want to maybe look at those areas in particular. And we have 10 engineers, so yeah, we're going to have 1 engineer work on this one, on the chassis. And the other smaller part of the car I would suggest is probably the suspension. So yeah, so 1 of our, yeah, that's fine. And then 15. And we'll do a little bit more focus on the cooling side of things. Everything else should be in good shape. And then we can put 2 engineers on the front wing. Yeah, that's fine. And where do we want to be next season? Where is our car struggling a little bit more, I think, in low speed. So let's try and work on that a bit more for next season. Okay, we'll put 2 guys on this one. Ah, damn it, we've designed that. That's... damn it. I assume that's okay. Damn it. Oh no, crap. We've lost our hours because of that. That's really annoying. Oh, I'm so annoyed at myself for that. So we wanted a bit more focus on that. Let's try and focus on these bits of the car as well. Get ourselves a little bit ahead with that. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I bet you we've lost the money as well. I just didn't think. Right, side pods, I suppose, is the other area where we possibly don't need quite as much focus. Just trying to get a bit of research in for all areas of the car. Yeah, it's fine. We'll basically give everything else over to the underfloor. Bit of drag reduction, DRS delta as well. That looks good. Okay. Oh, how frustrating. Right. Finally, underfloor. Throw everything else behind that. And try and push that forward a little bit. Maybe a little bit more focus on the low speed and drag reduction. And that should be fine. Right. Thank the Lord for that. Let's continue on before I mess anything else up. So side pods have been engineered. Yeah, we seem fine on both cars there. Suspension wise, we still need to manufacture those. The underfloor's fine, I think. Rear wing's fine. So yeah, there is a project underway for that. Let's get an extra rear wing developed. Cool. Right, continue on. There's our suspension sorted. I think we're going to need 2 more of those. The chassis should be on its way as well. We have a new regulations vote. It's a financial one. As a way of better rewarding excellence, they want to increase the prize money allocation for the top and reduce it for the bottom. Which, again, why would we want to vote for that? Let's vote against that. We want it to be more equal. We'll see. We'll see what happens in all of that. Right, let's see what we can do for the chassis. Yeah, so Albon can have the better chassis, if you like. What was the other bit? Suspension's already done, I think. I think everything else is good. Okay, cool. Right, let's review our targets for this race then. So again, we'll say both drivers will qualify through to Q2. We're not going to get fastest lap. All of that looks good. Right, here we go then for the Singapore Grand Prix.
Our Formula One season continues here, in the Republic of Singapore. Singapore's Marina Bay is a floodlit extravaganza for the senses and a true test for F1 drivers. Cars are just inches away from the walls on this tight street circuit, and even at night, the air thrums with heat. Singapore's streets are a constant challenge for drivers, where one lapse in concentration can easily see them hit the wall. Downforce is the name of the game here, and teams will need to add as much as possible to gain an advantage. The previous Grand Prix saw Sergio Perez pass the checkered flag in first place. There's no doubt that the Mexican will be eyeing up his next podium finish. That's all here. Now back to the action.
Very good then. Oh my god, heavy rain on Saturday, heavy rain on Sunday. Oh, this is going to be carnage. I'll see you guys for qualifying. Well, there we have it there. 98% on the setup satisfaction for both drivers. I'll show you that setup in a minute, but it means both guys are going into the weekend high on confidence, particularly Alex Albon, and we should be in a good place for qualifying and the race, but we're going to have to be definitely on it with the strategy.
Let's hope the teams took full advantage of practice. It's time for qualifying.
The session will be divided into Q1, Q2 and Q3. With the slowest 5 drivers eliminated from each period, their best times will determine the grid for the upcoming race.
Now, Karun, how do you think Zhou Guanyu will be as he heads into this session?
Looking at the lap times, we saw a real lack of pace from them in practice. They never looked quite comfortable with the setup, and they'll need to try something new for qualifying if they want to get past Q1.
Fortunately for us, it's nearly time for them to hit the track.
Okay, here we are then, ready for the first qualifying session. Obviously have to switch up the engine. And yeah, we probably are going to need at least one more engine between now and the end of the season, which is annoying, but that's part and parcel of the amount of incidents we've had. Getting a big old smack up the rear as well from Lance Stroll certainly didn't help, but there's the setup for Alex Albon. If you want to try and replicate that at home, you are more than welcome. Yeah, this one's actually the best one for you. I think Yuki should be okay. Certainly for engines until the end of the season. We'll probably need another gearbox and maybe another ERS, but it's not quite as critical. And there you go, there is the setup for Yuki Tsunoda as well. So 7, 15, 9, negative 2.7 and 1. How is that different to Alex Albon? Yeah, you can see. So I mean, the 15.5 is the same for both drivers, as is the negative 2.5, but everything else is different. But we are going to be starting on soft tyres and seeing if we can get through to Q2 here. Let's have a quick gander at the track details. Yeah, I think it's going to be worth just waiting until the end of the session by the looks of that. It's risky. It's very risky. I'm putting a lot of trust in our weather systems. But hopefully it should work out pretty well. So a little look. Is it still dry out there?
Rain expected. Yeah.
It's damp now. It's actually going to go all the way to wet conditions, I think. It's pretty crazy, actually, the rain out there, isn't it? But it should dry up insanely quickly, of course, in these very hot countries. You can see already, really. But for the most part, it's drying up. We have a red flag. That's going to help,
red flag.
I think, unless it rains again in 20 minutes. But that was Nick de Vries on those intermediate tyres. Oh, big smash into the wall. So red flag in qualifying. 3 minutes after restarts. Yep, looks fine. So I think we need to get out there pretty quickly. So, little look. Obviously, Nick de Vries is gone. Yes, we're thinking it's going to be pretty good, but obviously the risk of a red flag is pretty high, so let's get Sonoda out there. Okay. Let's push Sonoda's tyres a little bit as well. We need them to be
copy.
better than they currently are. Both drivers. Now what we haven't done is put them on full deploy.
Make sure you give some energy. Okay.
Hopefully it won't matter too much. It was just the one straight. But again, it's slight mishaps in qualifying. That could end up costing us if we're not lucky. As I'm through the first sector, needs that McLaren to get out of the way. It's okay, I think, just about. But again, I think pretty much equal with the times. Now we've got an Aston Martin right in front of us here. I think that's Mercedes. Yeah. Well, what's he doing? Why is he going so slow? He's not pushing as hard as he could do, and he comes over the line. It's P9 for the moment.
To increase a bit the like everywhere.
Now, where will Albon pop up? He pops up into 7th. Good time from Alex Albon.
Copy.
It should be just about enough to get through, I think.
Big crash, watch out. Just remember, in the main straight, nice to be some debris.
Yeah, this is what we were slightly worried about. Oh, Alonso's got a time penalty now. We're worried about the potential of a red flag or something similar. And there we go then, everybody coming into the pits. I think everybody's done. So Albon through in P8 and Sonoda through in P12. Very, very good there. Let's get ourselves into the second qualifying session and see how we get on this time. And yeah, it is going to get wet very quickly. So need to get out there.
It's green now. Green now.
Pretty quick. And I think everybody else has got the same idea.
Just remember the front brakes and front tire.
Yeah, copy.
Let's reduce lifting coast.
Yes, okay.
So hopefully everybody should be out there and therefore no traffic. Yeah, it's going to be pretty good, I think. Right, now I can sort it out. Get the deploy on for both drivers. And here we go then. What sort of time can they put in there? Ooh, Sonoda quicker in that first sector. 27.4 from Albon, 27.3 from Sonoda. That matches what he achieved in Q1. So through the second sector to 37.7 or 37.5 for Sonoda. So Sonoda definitely going quicker than Albon here. And Albon now round the final corner. He goes quickest with a 1:31.8 and a 1:31.3 for Yuki Tsunoda. Very, very good from both drivers there. Magnussen up into P3. And, well, Albon already out of qualifying. Tsunoda could be out there pretty soon. Stroll's going to head over the line. So Tsunoda currently through. When is that rain coming? Well, it started raining apparently. There you go. So that's that. I don't think it's going to dry up. So that will be the end of any competitive running in this session. And Lewis Hamilton is out, as is Ocon, Piastri, Albon, and Théo Pourchaire all out in qualifying 2. It's getting slightly better, but not by enough. So shame for Albon, but nothing that can be done. But well done to Yuki Tsunoda, he's through to Q3. He'll be delighted about that. Okay, right, into Q3 we go then. Another set of soft tyres now. I'm going to go back. I'm actually going to put in an extra lap of fuel for Tsunoda this time. So that he can go for that extra time if he needs it.
That's great.
So we're out there again.
Make sure you work your brakes.
Copy.
Use your rest.
Copy.
Let's see how Tsunoda gets on in his one and only run at pole position. To be fair, he's going to get his time finished a lot sooner than most of the guys out there. What did he manage in that first sector? 27.3, so matching his time from Q2 so far. Now coming through that middle sector split. 37.3, so he is going quicker. And he's managed so far. Coming up towards the last corner. He heads up to the line, and it is a good time. It's a 1:31.2. He's going to keep pushing out there while it's still dry. And I've noticed that, have they taken out that last section in Singapore? Is that a thing? I've got the bridge. Is it the Anderson Bridge? Is that what it's called? Yes, a green first sector. And well, Fernando Alonso, he takes pole position off Yuki Tsunoda for now. And the rain has started to fall, and it's fallen quickly.
Yeah, I can see a lot of rain.
Understood.
Okay, let's call him in.
We need to increase a bit time management.
Copy.
And there we go. Well, most of them are coming through.
Rain coming.
Very lucky in the end. Hulkenberg over the line. He goes P9. What about Russell? He's over the line. And he's P10. So it's going to be P7 on the grid tomorrow for Yuki Tsunoda. That is awesome. Great performance from him. And, yeah, I think you'd be really, really pleased with that, actually. And obviously some big strategy decisions to be made for the race tomorrow as well. So we think it's going to be very much affected by the weather, but who knows what the pace will be like. Well played, Yuki Tsunoda. 7th place on the grid for tomorrow. Brilliant. Verstappen and Alonso are getting penalties, so it might even turn out to be P5 come the end of it all. Albon should move up a little bit as well.
Well, there's nothing quite like it. Welcome along to race day.
The walls around Singapore force the cars close together, and even the best can waver in the tight spaces. Back in 2011, we saw Lewis Hamilton clip Felipe Massa as the two battled it out. There were certainly some words exchanged after that one, as I'm sure you recall. We're under clear skies here tonight, certainly to the team's relief. Now they can focus their strategy on pushing their cars as much as they can.
The whose engine will roar loudest today? Unpredictable times ahead here at the Singapore Grand Prix.
Okay then, let's have a little gander at what's going to happen. Can we get some position gain? I mean, yeah, there's just no way that that's going to happen. Yeah, let's get that out of there. But Tsunoda is starting 5th, which is fantastic for him. Now, when's that rain coming? It's coming fairly early on in the race. Looks like it could well be drying up towards the end as well. So yeah, I think you're going to want to be on the soft tyres early on. Maybe even being aggressive. Get onto the intermediate tyres. Then maybe even the wets. Looking at that. And then... yeah, so just being uber aggressive on those tyres, and then switching to perhaps the hards. Or even the mediums. Yeah, maybe the mediums. When you come back into dry conditions. That's a sort of idea of what could happen. Yeah, we need to bring that back a little bit, don't we? Yeah. That looks better. Whereas Yuki Tsunoda, I think, possibly even start on medium tyres. Just gives him a little bit more scope. To be uber aggressive. Maybe even go intermediate tyres, aggressive on those. And when they come out, hard tyres but aggressive most of the way home. That looks good. So that's what we're going to go with for Yuki Tsunoda. One less pit stop. Try and look after track position. That's the plan anyway. Right, let's go into the driver options. So we need him to be aggressive at the start. And Tsunoda's going to be uber aggressive at the start. And let's see how we get on then in this Singapore Grand Prix.
The drivers are almost ready here in Singapore as we get ready for 61 laps under the lights. And a chance for Nico Hülkenberg to prove a point today.
They've done really well to secure a P7 start. Some solid points could be on the cards today.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? And this is it. The Singapore
Here we go
Grand
then.
Prix. It's lights out and away
So
we go.
lights out, away we go, and it's Charles Leclerc off to a very good start to this Grand Prix, but Sergio Perez off to an even better start and goes down the inside of turn one. Very, very good manoeuvre from Sergio Perez, but Leclerc is still there on the right-hand side, and we've got Carlos Sainz, of course, having a little go as well. Now then, Alex Albon, we're going to put him on high on there. And we're going to put him on high there. Avoid high-risk curbs as well.
Pressure. Okay.
To try and bring a little bit more tyre life out of all of this. Now, most people have gone soft tyres, except Nico Hülkenberg on the mediums. So, very interesting. A difference in opinion everybody has. Yeah, Fernando Alonso already chasing after Lance Stroll in this first lap, but it's Charles Leclerc that leads. Perez is in second, Sainz is third, Stroll fourth, and then Fernando Alonso in fifth. Tsunoda currently in P6. And yeah, I find this part of the track very interesting. I'm very happy that they've changed it. I think this is a big improvement. But you can see that they definitely go slower through that section. Probably because they're a bit confused.
Keep pushing.
But yes, they're coming around the final corner now. Yeah, Yuki Tsunoda not necessarily in the best place at the moment. But he's holding off George Russell as it stands. Of course, we're expecting heavy rain to come fairly soon. Lap 11, lap 12. It's possibly going to be the time. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But let's zoom it forward for now. Tsunoda is losing ground to the top guys as Albon's managed to get into the top 10 now. Should be seeing that our tyres are going to do a little bit better, and there's Albon straight past Nico Hülkenberg. So Albon up to P9 now, so double points finish possibly on the cards here. As Tsunoda has DRS on George Russell, he's just been overtaken by George Russell, but trying to instantly come back. As Nico Hülkenberg's just done to Alexander Albon. But yeah, let's keep that going. Now, Tsunoda's tyre wear, tyre temp's not great. Needs them to come down a little bit. And there goes Max Verstappen past. Tsunoda's tyres looking very good at present. As Alex Albon's. Can Alex attack a little bit more on those tyres maybe? get a bit more out of them. Yeah, thanks to whoever it was in the comments section. Your name does has left my head, unfortunately, who suggested the avoid high risk curbs tactic of being able to look after your tyres a bit better. It's been very, very helpful. Now time to get Sonoda on the attack as well. We do think that rain is imminent. As people are now into the 50s on their tyre percentages. Yes, we're in an interesting place. Albon's just overtaken Sonoda.
Risk of rain coming.
Copy.
You can afford to drop back.
And we know the rain is coming. Well, Sonoda makes it down the inside. And it's going to be interesting for whoever is in front. They're going to get the, I suppose, time to come in first, and therefore, I think that's going to be a massive advantage. Let's have a little look at intervals then. So 4 seconds behind George Russell currently, Yuki Tsunoda.
So it's raining, just watch out.
And there is the rain.
Okay.
I think it's going to be next lap. People are wanting to get onto
And box.
these tyres.
Copy.
Next Inter.
Okay, box.
So I'm going to
Yes,
tell
okay, box.
Albon to not fight teammate.
Inter.
We might just drop off a little bit here
Okay, back off.
Yes.
Let's increase lift and coast.
to try and
Need some recharge.
Okay.
build a bit of a gap here.
Good to stay ahead though. We've got pace.
Anyway, here he comes. Yuki Tsunoda is going to be first in.
Yeah, I agree.
Copy.
We just got to hope it goes off without a hitch. It's a slow old pit lane, this one. Yep, he's away in 2.24. That's good.
Clear pit exit.
And Albon away in 2.194. That's not bad at all.
Exit is clear.
Happy to increase pace.
And yeah, Tsunoda 2.5 ahead of Lewis Hamilton.
Start to increase the lift and coast now.
Yes.
What we need to watch is
Close, yep.
when are we going to possibly turn onto the wet tyres, or is it going to be worth it? Should we stay out there? That's what we're planning to do with Sonoda, of course. "16 laps of the 63 completed. Sonoda already trying to start to close in on George Russell.
Reduce light coke overall.
Copy.
I think we can reduce lift and coast.
Copy.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating watching them go so slow through this section. But we should be able to get back past Hulkenberg with reasonable haste. Yeah, Sonoda, it's amazing he hasn't really gained anything from those pit stops, even though everybody had a double stack. I think we don't need to avoid high-risk curbs at this point. Might as well just fully attack. Well, tyre temps are a little hot, but seem to be closing in on Russell a bit, pulling away from Hamilton a bit, so it's working out okay.
Let's get the pack under control.
Yep.
Gonna try and harvest with Alex Albon. Push it a bit.
Give me feedback on track conditions on the way around.
It's dried out a lot. It's going to be slicks very soon.
Okay. Tires are fine. But here we go, we're going down the inside. That's a big manoeuvre for Alex Albon. Needs to pull it off.
Use the overtake.
Yeah, didn't manage it though. We're back to damp conditions now. Meanwhile, Yuki is now just over a second ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Should be able to hold him off. Has dropped now to 5 seconds behind George Russell. Okay, it's going to be a big bout of rain coming. Where do we like these tyres to be? 87-ish. Try and get those tyre temps down.
Reduce the lift and co.
Copy.
Yeah, I'm going to use a bit of engine mode. It's pretty amazing how up and down this race is. It is going to go back to slicks at some point. It's going to be a little while before those slick tyre conditions. Right, let's attack on these tyres and see what we can pull off here. Let's have a look at last laps. Yeah, slightly quicker. Yeah, 8/10 quicker than Hamilton that time. So, even though the tyres are hot, he's pulling out the times on Hamilton. Yeah.
So it's not training in the pit lane.
Yeah, copy.
Let's have a little gander at this. So 3.3 seconds now, the gap between Hamilton and Tsunoda. It's exactly what Tsunoda needs, really. And then it is going to be dry very, very shortly. To the point where I think let's get Alex Albon on the medium tyres next lap.
Box this lap.
Okay, box.
And feedback on track condition.
So yeah, people are coming in this lap. But yeah, softs wouldn't... I don't think softs would last. Alright, here we go then. Tsunoda's in. Albon follows.
Box.
Yep.
You can see most of the field are in now. But because we're right down the end of the pit lane, as long as this goes smoothly, should be in a good place. 2.174, very good pit stop for Tsunoda.
That would be clear pit exit.
Yeah, hard tyres. I was going to say he's not on mediums.
Pit exit's clear.
And Albon's away as well.
Lico, increase, please.
Copy.
Right, very good. So Tsunoda 6 seconds ahead of Hamilton now. These tyres should last him most of the rest of the race. Most people have gone on to hard tyres, Albon on mediums.
You can afford to drop back.
Yes.
We'll see what we can do here. Back to intervals now. Albon just have his battle. So they're doing a great job. Hamilton is closing in on Tsunoda now. Trying to use a bit of deploy for Albon to get him out of that 1 second window, and he has managed that now.
Okay, we are low in the pack.
Copy.
Yep, very nice. Now, Tsunoda still 2 seconds ahead of Hamilton as it stands. It's a long way behind George Russell. Okay, back to intervals, and yes, he is pulling out that gap once again to Lewis Hamilton. Seems to be happening a lot that where Tsunoda starts to get reined in, but then starts pulling away later in the stint. I feel like that's exactly what's happened. Once again, Albon now closing to within 4 seconds of Lewis Hamilton. Probably needs to go a bit more solid with his tyres. And it's Charles Leclerc that leads this race at the moment, still not being a safety car, which is a bit surprising for Singapore, you would have to say. If Tsunoda can get another points finish, that would be incredible. And he is outperforming Albon in every form so far. So Tsunoda was a very, very good signing. He's pulled out 5 seconds on Lewis now. Attacking with Albon again. He's below 50% now. Realistically, he's not going to get those tyres very well to the end. Yeah, Tsunoda needs to start being careful now. There's Albon starting to close up to Ocon. And Max Verstappen now coming, and he's going to be lapping Alex Albon. Probably not going to quite reach Tsunoda. Now Albon can just push his fuel till the end.
And I think Stroll crashed, so be
And
careful.
well, Stroll has crashed. Is that going to be the end of any race in action? And is that going to get Alex Albon into the points? Probably. Well, that was a very poor crash from Stroll, wasn't it?
And you go push, go push.
Copy.
We look at reducing the lift and co.
Copy.
He's 18 seconds behind. Let's get rid of avoid high-risk curbs for both drivers now. Just push their cars as much as they can.
And go push.
Okay.
2 to go.
Yeah, I think that's going to be Max Verstappen starting his final lap of the race. He's managed to get past Charles Leclerc here. Are we going to be able to catch up to Stroll? It doesn't look like it. He's somehow surviving despite a bit of front wing damage.
Low fuel, so be mindful of that.
Copy.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a lot of damage to that car. So, last lap of the race, and yeah, Tsunoda might be one of the few people on the lead lap here.
Last lap, last lap.
As Alex Albon's going to come round, and he's going to finish in P11 in the end as Max Verstappen wins the Singapore Grand Prix. Leclerc and Perez closely follow over the line, and there goes Alex Albon. P11 for him today. He'll be disappointed with that, I think, not being in the points.
Thank you, guys.
Well, Yuki Tsunoda, he's going to try and put in his fastest lap of the race. Don't think it'll be anywhere near the fastest lap, the outright pace, but he'll give it a go. He's giving it everything, full beans, and worked out well. Good strategy today. You know, we got in at the right times. Okay, there wasn't a lot of on-track overtaking, but we
So what DRS?
very much came through the first couple of stints unscathed, and after starting P5 with Tsunoda, I think we can be pretty happy with finishing P8. 3 points on the board, 4 points on the board for the team, and outscoring Haas. Haas haven't got anything, McLaren haven't got anything either, and here he comes then, Yuki Tsunoda flying over the line, and he does a 135.6 to finish off, and he finishes in
That's P8.
P8. Very, very good. 6 seconds ahead of Hamilton, 13 and
You did great.
a half ahead of Ocon, or 13 and a half further seconds ahead of Ocon. And well, there goes Esteban Ocon over the line, and he finishes P10, gets the final point of the race. Didn't need to risk anything on that final lap with Albon having already met the checkered flag.
Now, I'd say that was quite a good result for Yuki Tsunoda.
That's a solid points finish, and all in all, a good drive for them today.
Well, Max Verstappen can add yet another podium to his already impressive record.
That's their 9th win of the season. I expect them to be showered with plaudits and more.
And you've got to think that Singapore will be buzzing now for many hours to come.
Well, that podium's starting to look very familiar,
Now,
isn't it?
Karun, no doubt there'll be a lot for the teams to process after that race. But how do you think the Williams team are feeling?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but others didn't. I think their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
And a big thanks to you all for joining us this weekend here in Singapore.
Next round will see us head east as F1 prepares for the Japanese Grand Prix. We'll see you at Suzuka, a firm favourite for the drivers.
Okay, looking forward to that next time out. But Max Verstappen wins. Be interesting to see where we are for the pit stops this race. But yeah, Carlos Sainz heads up into 4th now, ahead of Lance Stroll, 4 points ahead of Fernando Alonso. It's all getting very, very cosy up near the top. But Max Verstappen pulls further away from Sergio Perez, is now 33 points ahead. Alex Albon is P11. Yuki Tsunoda moves up 2 places to P13. I wonder if he can take Albon by the end of the season. I think that's a definite possibility. We're now on to 29 points as a team, and we should finish ahead of McLaren at the very least. We're 18 points ahead of them. Should be well ahead of AlphaTauri. And definitely since signing Tsunoda, we are looking more like the 6th quickest team because we're consistently in the points. And wow, a 4th place finish for Tsunoda on the quickest pit stops. Alex Albon in P8 as well, meaning that we now move up to 6th in the fastest pit stop championship. And we're coming on strong all of a sudden. Very, very good. Okay. And 5.4 million in the bank as well. That really does help us out. It really does, because, you know, we've been in pretty tricky positions with that. Let's have a little look at the financial stuff. Yeah, it's been passed. It's been passed. So that means next year the top teams are going to get more, we're going to get less, and yeah, it's pretty rubbish. But yeah, of course, the top teams will vote for that. Red Bull voted against, although AlphaTauri voted for, because that makes a load of sense. But yeah, 6-4, and it was won by them. All of the car parts for once actually passing the inspection, which is fantastic. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Pit crew are exhausted, aren't they always? Right, we will be back for the Japanese Grand Prix tomorrow. If you've enjoyed that, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager videos, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.